Hello everyone, welcome to part 48 of Laravel 9 series, in which we are continuing the multi-vendor e-commerce website. So this is the last video of the attributes module, and in this video we are going to update, enable, disable attributes. Okay, so let's start. Here we can see that we able to display the attributes here in the attributes page, and we able to add the checks also while adding the attributes. And now it's the time to update the price and stock of the attributes. Okay, so most of the time we are required to update the price and stock. At that time, here we are going to add the test boxes here, so that the user or client can able to update the price of any of the attributes along with the submit button here at the last. Okay, and also we can able to update the status of the attributes instantly with AJAX like we used to do. We have the common function for that. Okay, so first thing we are going to enable the status. Okay, here you can see the status is 1 for active and 0 for inactive, and here we have, I think, already added those checks. So I'm going to close all the files and will open the add edit attributes file, add edit attributes, and here I am going to check here this one, update product status. We are going to make it update attribute status here, update attribute status, and I'm going to add its jQuery function in custom.js in the same way like we have added earlier. Here we have added update product status, update brand status. So in the same way we are going to add for the update attribute status. Okay, after this one we will add update attribute status, update attribute status. Okay, and also we are going to update this product to attribute. So we are going to add its route there like we used to add okay, every time, like for updating the product status, for deleting the product. Okay, so these routes we are going to add here as well. So both the routes are required, so to save the time we can simply copy this route here. Okay, so here in both the cases we are going to make it attribute, update attribute status, and here we are going to add here attribute controller. Sorry, no, so products controller will remain the same, and here we are going to add update attribute status, and here also delete attribute. This one also we are going to do nest. Okay, so we will keep this route as well. Okay, so now we are going to open that products controller now, and in that, like, we have updated the status of the update product status. So in the same way we are going to keep the that attribute status. We are going to check whether we have the attribute controller. It's a really good idea if we can make the attribute controller as well. Okay, if you want to create the attribute controller and keep all those functions there, then I think it is the good idea you can do at your end. So though now we are not going to create the attribute controller, we are going to add the function here only, update attribute status, and here I'm going to keep here, instead of product I will make here the attribute, and also here I'm going to make it products attribute like this. So we are going to check now and see here that we able to see if we will disable the status. It also disable here instantly. You can see we can disable it like this, so quick. And here also see all the status are 0. If we are going to do like this, instantly all the status updated to 1. Okay, so how fast it is. So now we are going to work on price and stock so that we can update them. The client can update them anytime, so we are going to put them in test field, and along with that also we are required to add the form here. Okay, so we are going to add in form, and also we require the product ID. I think product ID is already there. Here we need to modify that function, add edit attributes, or we are going to make the new function. Okay, Let's add the form here. First of all, we are going to add the form here after for each. Okay, so here we are going to add the form like form name, add a date attribute, or any form name you can add. Okay, or even then if you don't want to add, it's your choice. I don't think that it will make any issue. So in action, we are going to create URL. We have that add edit attribute. We are going to put this route, add edit attribute here. Okay, so it's in admin, so we are going to put the admin slash add edit attribute and the product ID attribute ID. Here we are going to put the attribute ID will come. Okay, because we are going to update the attribute. Now here we will do some different. Okay, so we are going to make it admin. We are going to create the new route for this one. Okay, so edit attributes. Okay, we are going to make it admin edit attributes. Okay, and we are going to have here the product ID. Okay, instead of this one, we will have the product ID, this one, no product ID. Okay, we will pass the product ID here. So reason is that this will work. This is the better code than I was thinking earlier. So here we are going to add it like this. Okay, so now after adding this one, see, we will make here the fields for both price as well as stock. Okay, so here I'm going to add input field. Input type is test. Name we are going to make it price, and type we will make it number, because it's the price of the of the attribute. Okay, so in value we are going to display this one. Okay, other than that we will add the style as well, and this field is required. Check once. So it is too big, so we are going to add here style as well, in which we are going to add here width. We are going to add 50 pixel, something like this. Okay, we will make it 70 pixel. Now it seems to be fine. Okay, so for stock as well, we will have the form for stock as well, and here it is stock and number, number for the stock as well, like this, and this one as well. Okay, so now it seems to be fine. Okay, price as well as stock. Okay, and also we are going to have here the submit field at the end. So see, form also required to close here and for each, and here after that we are required to close the form as well. But here what we can do, we will add the form, not here, we will add the form above table, and we'll close it after the table here, like this. Okay, so here after table we will create one submit button as well, like button type submit, and we can keep the class, some bootstrap class like button primary. Okay, I don't know much about the bootstrap, only very less knowledge of bootstrap. You can add your own classes as well. Okay, so now we can refresh here, and we'll see here update attributes button has come up. It is similar to in blue color, that seems to be fine. Okay, so we will add the route here for updating the attribute. Okay, so like after this one, okay, though we have the delete attribute route earlier, but we will work on this one shortly. First, now we are going to add here for that editing of the attribute. Okay, so I can do something like route match. Match is not required for this one, only post method is enough. And in post method I'm going to add something, edit attributes. After that we are going to have the mandatory attribute ID okay, so here we are going to add here the ProductsController, and here we will pass here the edit attribute. Okay, so we are going to create this edit attributes function here in the ProductsController. Okay, so now we are going to create the edit attribute function here, public function edit attributes, and here we are going to add request, $request. So we have the post method, so we are going to pick up here post the data, is method post, and here we are going to get all the data here. Okay, so here we will get the data, and also going to check here edit attribute. Here is the form. So one thing is missing here. We also require the attribute ID of all the fields. Okay, so we will add one more here, and inside this one, but that will, or we can add simply here, and this one is type hidden, so that we will get the attribute ID as well. Okay, so here we can make the name as attribute ID, okay, like this. So we will just have the attribute ID here, and this one is not required. Okay, hidden field, so that we can have this attribute ID here. Okay, here we are going to display all the we can see for each loop we are required for the for each loop we are going to have this one in for each, like this. For each, and here $data, and inside attribute ID. Okay, so here we will make it attribute, and here the condition like we have done earlier for the add attribute, if not empty $attribute. Okay, so here we are going to update products attribute where ID, see where attribute ID is $data attribute ID, then $key. Okay, this one $data attribute ID and $key, and this we are going to update, and the price, okay, whatever price will come, we are going to update price, $data, then price, then $key, and finally we will also update the stock, $data stock $key. Okay, fine. So here finally we will use here return redirect, where we have used okay, with stress message. Here after for each loop we are going to return here product attribute has been updated successfully, like this. Okay, so let's check now we able to update the attributes or not. Okay, so we are going to refresh here, and I'm try updating the stock here 15 and update attributes. Okay, some issue has come up here. Attribute ID is missing, that is the issue. We're going to check data attribute ID. So best way is to debug the code. Okay, I have not debugged, so that's why maybe the issue has come. Echo the so we are going to check it. The get method is not spotted, that is the issue. We need to check where this issue is coming. In method post, and here we have used the post method edit attributes ID. Okay, we will use here the match. Okay, and now we are going to try here, refresh, and this time it is coming, and but we need to check why the issue is coming. And see is method post dollar data request all, and okay, so let's fill the form once again. Okay, I think something that is now it is fine. Okay, so here if I will change something 11 and 1100. Okay, update attributes 11, so that is the price 1220. No, so it is picking the last one, I think. Okay, so the issue is something, we need to make the array for this one. Okay, we have not made the array, so that's why the issue is coming. Okay, so we are required to make these fields as array, because multiple price, multiple stock will come in array. So we will refresh here. We are required to put multiple, like if you want to make 1100 and want to increase the prices, okay, for all, okay, and stock for all as well. Okay, so now update attributes, now it is fine. Okay, so we left here the array is required, so that's why. So now we will comment this one and we'll see now if it is fine, but also we need to make sure one more thing, attribute ID must also be array. Okay, so that thing also must be array. I forgot to put the array. Okay, so we'll back here, and I'm going to refresh here once again, and now we are going to try once again. I'm going to add here, okay, so I'm going to make it 1100 once again, 1100, and here 11, then 1200, then 1300. So here the attribute IDs are still not coming, so we need to make, I think, one change here. Okay, here we can make it test instead of hidden. Also we can make it style display none. Okay, we want to get the attribute IDs here. Okay, now we are going to try once again. Will back and will refresh. Okay, and now this time we are going to make first attempt like this. Now the attribute ID are coming. Okay, so now this one must work. Now we can try this one, that is working or not. Okay, so now this time it is working. Product attribute has been updated successfully. You can see that we able to update the product attributes. And now see, I'm going to update it actually 1100, 1200, and 1300. Okay, and this one 11, 12, 13. Okay, so let's update attributes, and this time we are able to update the attributes. You can see that we able to update the product attributes. Okay, so both price and stock we can able to update. and also we can make them active and inactive. Okay, so one thing we need to correct here, we need to select the products every time if we are working on the attributes. So we need to make sure that the session we can have that session every time. Okay, it is similar to the like the category controller. We have the session there at the category controller, that page session. So like this one. So for all the products module, we will have the products section. Okay, we need to enable this one, like the products page where we are working, so that we can highlight the left sidebar. Okay, so for all the get pages like this one, add edit product, and for the attributes as well, add attribute this one as well. Okay, and for edit attributes as well. Okay, so this one is not required there. Now we are going to check and session. We need to add this session here at the top. Use session. Okay, so now we able to select this product one, and don't worry about this one we are going to modify. Okay, after finishing the product images in next two part, we are going to correct this sidebar as well. Okay, so so this attribute module is finally finished. We able to add the attributes, we able to update the attributes, we able to make them active and inactive. Okay, so in next video we will start working on the product images. Okay, so in the next two videos we will work on the product images to add the multiple images of the product, and we will try with the vendor as well. We will try to log in with the vendor, and we'll try to add the products from the vendor. And also we are going to start, after 50th video we will start working on the front end. Okay, to start, then we will work side by side, like both admin and front will go along. Okay, we will work on the vendor register, vendor complete process, that how the vendor is going to register, how the admin is going to approve the vendor. Okay, and how the vendor is going to add the products. Okay, and also orders. Okay, so that everything will come soon. So that's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.